will be just fit square like this, right? So then we have this situation when we put square in perspective, when we have vanishing point. So square will have diminution. Have conversion, right? So what to need to know? It's this 4 tangents. When you draw a circle in perspective, when you draw this ellipse, your ellipse should have these 4 tangents inside this square. Then here have another thing. Every ellipse every ellipse have 2 axes. This long axis, long one, and shorter one, like axis. So let's show you here. So I have an ellipse. Then exactly in the middle, this long part, it's a major axis, and also exactly in the middle, but going through short part, it's a minor axis. So number 1 rule about ellipses, number 1 thing, very important basic, it's ellipse, any kind of ellipse, because it can be like different degree, can be more open. It should be like, if we it should be like 2 mirror of 2 parts this way, or mirror of 2 parts this way. So it's kind of both. So this way it's like 1, 2, like half, but also if I will do them both, then I will have like quarter, right? So it's like, it will be like, it should be like 4 equal parts. Same like if we draw circle, right? So circle is also kind of, we'll have like this 4 quarters. So this one thing. So this major and minor axis, they always divide ellipse on equal parts. It can be like 2 halves or 4 quarters. So let's show you. So for example, again, if I have this square in perspective, so it's usually major axis doesn't fit with the middle line of square in perspective, because square is kind of, okay, I'll show you again here. square have this diminution, right? This half of square bigger, other half smaller, because they kind of go to perspective. But ellipse, it's always ellipse. So let's show again 4 points. Even these 4 points will be this way. Ellipse, he will be always just 4 quarters or 4 or 2 halves. So you see, if I draw minor axis through this ellipse, it divides on 2 halves. And if exactly in the middle here I draw major axis, it divides in now it's 4 quarters. So this is kind of funny thing about drawing ellipses in perspective. It's like you drawing this ellipse this way, but he actually tangent with a square here. Even like this bulk area here and here, right? Так. So show you again. So see, it's kind of this. So it's kind of, let's say, number one law about circle in perspective, about ellipse. It's always 4 equal quarter, or at least, and 2 halves or 4 quarters. So it cannot be, you cannot squeeze, kind of squash this ellipse. It always should be equal. It's like this quarter should be equal to this quarter and this quarter and this quarter, no matter what degree. Like this, still it's like different degree, but still same equal 4 quarters. Так. Okay, so let's draw in perspective. Так, again. So then here second thing will be like a little more complicated. It's about where is located minor axis when we draw circle in perspective. Let's say we have this horizon line. So, okay, this will be like one vanishing point perspective. Так. So 3D, like drawing in 3D, this perspective stuff, it's always about 3 dimensions. Okay, let's say X, Y, Z. So here in the vanishing point perspective, we have, let's say, Z Z, it's this axis going to vanishing point. So it means like every line which is parallel to Z, they converging it to same vanishing point. So then we have Y axis. So every line which is parallel to Y, they have same kind of nature, right? Inside picture. In one vanishing point perspective, Y axis is just vertical. It's just vertical. So any vertical line, it will be Y. And X in one vanishing point perspective, it's horizontal. So this is X. So then we start drawing according to this set of rules, like to this setting. We have verticals, horizontals, and like deepness, which is going to vanishing point 1. So here I draw this square. So this going to this parallel to Z. This one parallel to Z. So I'll go to vanishing point 1. I have 4 points, so it will be 4 tangents for ellipse. And then very important thing is to know where is the minor line for ellipse, minor axis, because if I know minor axis, then I will know angle of ellipse. If my minor axis like this, then ellipse will go like this. If my minor axis like this, so ellipse will go like this, right? So here minor axis in a 3D space, it's let's say it's represent axle of wheel. So let's say like if we have this thing here, so this axle will be same as the minor axis, see? So it means my point is minor axis leaning or perpendicular dimension. So it's like if our circle in this surface, then minor axis will be perpendicular, so will be on this surface. So it's like if ellipse circle on the x, then minor axis will be on the z, perpendicular. So it's like 90 degree. So here perpendicular to this, to x and z, perpendicular y, right? So it's just vertical line. Vertical line, this is any vertical line, this will be direction of minor axis. So I don't need actually know exactly where is minor axis here in the square, but it's important to know angle. So I know it's this angle, it has this angle, it's just vertical, 90 degree, according to kind of horizontality of my paper, right? So then it's like here, if I know one minor axis like this, then ellipse will be like this. half, half, right? And this can be, again, any degree. This can be open or different size, but it's kind of same minor axis. So basically we need no angle of minor axis in a space to draw ellipse in perspective, to draw wheel in perspective. Second, we need to know proportion kind of square, because proportion of square give us more precise knowledge about degree of a circle, like what is size of circle. So now I know, this is where my circle will be, right, my ellipse. So kind of this. So this will be minor axis and major. So it's not so perfect because, you know, drawing freehand always have like 80% correct, and I think it's okay. I don't want to push too much with this thing, because then you can see even like a very great artist, if they don't use ruler for ellipses, like, you know, the set of ellipses and different angles, freehand is always like little sloppy. So my ellipse here actually like happen like little angled, so it's kind of freehand inaccurate moment here. Так, so let's rehabilitate a little. So again, 4 point vertical here axis kind of. So I just consider it as a angle for my ellipse, like what is angle here. So with this vertical minor axis, I know major axis will be totally horizontal. So I try to draw horizontal ellipse, kind of this. So this minor axis, major axis. So you see this minor and major axis, they're independent from perspective. It's just about quality of ellipse. It always should have this precise quality with quarters and halves. Okay, so I think it's clear now with this thing. It's already like repeat again and again, same stuff. But I suggest to make exercise with ellipses, and it's a lot you can find on internet. Also like Scott Robertson, I will later show his book about how to draw in perspective. It's like best book. So have bunch of exercise for make you improve with drawing circles and ellipses. So one is like you draw randomly this angle, and this will be like for minor axis, and you just draw bunch of ellipses. So you try to make it two equal, so half, and also later you can check, put this second middle line for my major axis to check is this quarter or not. So this very cool exercise to be quick in drawing ellipses, and you really need to be fluent with drawing ellipses for drawing wheels, because if you have problem on this stage, then drawing wheels, it will be a pain. But if you're very fluent in drawing ellipses, then it will be pure fun to draw wheels. So, and also can try like different degree. Okay, like this. Different. It's like very narrow. This exercise. Also be careful. What is important when you draw narrow, you see this thing here is round. It's round. Never draw like this. It's totally wrong. You better draw like this and after kind of draw other lines instead of just making this corner is horrible. Так. Also I have a very cool suggestion. So if we draw back to this situation with ellipse in a square in perspective, here we have two sets. Always we have two sets of curves when we draw ellipse in perspective. It's between these 4 points. So this will be like more flat curves, and here this will be more kind of protuberant. So it's again maybe a more stronger angle. Again, so we have these 4 points. So this one here is it's like these two curves, they're almost flat. And this here is more bulk. Actually, it's horrible. Так. This here. It's like more flat, more. Так. Back to exercise. So here, second exercise is we draw 2 lines and draw circles, draw ellipses between these 2 lines. So and you make circle ellipses touch each other middle points, kind of, right? So here's kind of middle point, and I draw a circle and I touch this same next ellipse, touch middle of previous one. And you can draw this exercise whole A4 size or page in your sketchbook. Just draw a lot. I did this a lot before. Так. Same can do for vertical. Так. Okay, so let's draw wheel, a circle, and let's say like more basic construction of wheel in the two vanishing point perspective. Так. Okay, so our wheel is like basically it's like because have thickness, so I will draw second square here for a box. Так. Так. So you see, kind of draw this four set of curves, which is one way. You can draw it one in one move, of course. So also here, minor axis is going this direction. It's because this is perpendicular. But again, you see, it's little wrong here in my drawing. I little don't match because again it's freehand. I doesn't use ruler. I doesn't make projection to have precise perspective. So real vanishing point should be here. If you think this ellipse is right, this looks kind of pretty correct, right? So, but in my drawing I drew it little wrong. But if I didn't say, most of people will never notice, right? So what we have now, we have start from two squares to make this box, and now I put ellipses inside these squares, so we have two ellipses in perspective. And if I connect them here, this will be like kind of very basic shape of wheel in perspective. So let's just draw a little more for demonstration. So here. So my minor axis will be here. Так. Okay, so we have three like simple models of wheels in perspective. So it's kind of also you can consider it's like exercise for first time. we can draw up here. Okay. Here we'll draw other way. So this two set and this minor axis here. Again for second. Kind of this. Hop, hop. Okay, so this beginning of drawing wheels. It's like very basic pattern. Then here is also an interesting thing is about what kind of actual operations with ellipse you can do. It's just like three basic type. This is three basic operation. One is like I already show you here, is when you can put ellipses on minor axis, right? So you can put more and more and more on this minor axis to show kind of this length. Maybe it's like a pipe here, right? So it's like one type of operation. Second type of operation is like when you draw smaller or bigger ellipse on the same surface. So here, for example, right, we have this surface, and I already have this ellipse here. So I can, by using these four lines, these two axes, right, two lines on a square, I can draw smaller circle. So again, as kind of I make this new situation, new smaller square for new circle, and draw second smaller ellipse. Same surface, but smaller ellipse. So you see, we need this operation for drawing a tire, kind of to show this disc and tire on a wheel. So I'll show here some shading. So we have this two different size again. So it's like second type. First operation is we make a minor axis and I put ellipses on this minor axis. So this build kind of length of circular object. It's like pipe, let's say, right? Second operation, it's we have ellipse, but we're doing smaller ellipse inside this, or bigger, right? So this operation need for drawing edges, like same for tires or for cup, like if I have cup. So then I draw smaller ellipse, so I show thickness. Of this object here, right? Так. Okay. Yeah, and third one thing is kind of combination of this both thing. It's like we change size and we move ellipse inside by minor axis. So let's say here I have minor axis, and I draw smaller ellipse on the same minor axis. So now if I connect to this ellipses, I will have this thing. Now I have this object which is same minor axis and two different size ellipse on a different length. They far distant from each other, connected to same minor axis. So these three operations need for drawing wheels.